Friends, Brian here for Middle Aged Mind and Muscle, and we have hit 200 subscribers. Can you believe this? So if you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you guys probably know that although I was a lifter in my teens or my early 20s, didn't touch weights at all in my 30s, got back into it in my mid 40s, was doing some pretty cool stuff for my age, mid to late 40s, deadlifting 700 for reps. And I was a sponsored athlete by different companies, but again, I fell off the wagon, food addiction, all that other stuff, blah, 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 blah. June of this year, I was 340 pounds. Now we're down into the 270s. So at 50 years old, which I turned this summer, I'm going to try and get into the best shape of my life. And we've hit 200 subscribers. It's something, you know, in this day and age, all the BS on YouTube, all the glittery, fluffy stuff, not here, man. This is real. This is real. This is a old fat bastard, leader of the old fat bastard army, just saying, hey man, this is real. This is life. This is how it is. But I appreciate each and every one of you who have subscribed, who have commented, who have liked. And it's hard to believe. I actually, when I first created this channel, it wasn't to do anything with it. I was just uploading old videos from my old YouTube channel that got shut down in 2018 for talking about certain things that powerlifters and bodybuilders like to discuss. YouTube isn't like that anymore, thank God. Those were the dark ages. But I just uploaded some old videos that I thought had some value and that some of you might like. But with my big change and my big decision, I thought, hey, you know what? I'm already getting up in the morning saying, do something, you fat piece of shit. So I thought, hey, maybe some people will like this. It's my therapy. So I think a lot of you 50-year-olds plus out there can relate to me, okay? So I want to read out some of the comments. Okay, now, of course, I'm 50 now. The past couple of years, my eyes have become shit. But this one, we did a Midnight Moose barbecue video the other night. First time barbecuing moose fillet. It turned out quite yummy, by the way. On here. Oh yeah, that one's cooked pretty good, yeah. That one's definitely, I would say that's a bit of medium rare. Love our midnight barbecues over here. So, Chris Blackstock, good friend. If you guys want to check out Chris Blackstock music over on Spotify. Chris is just saying he can't remember if he had moose or not. I've enjoyed bison burgers though. They're delicious. Absolutely, Chris. They sure are. I love bison. Any wild meat you can get is amazing. We were able to get some elk burger, wild elk burgers a few weeks ago, and they were phenomenal. Okay, we also have, on this video, we have at BU Jammy. We're quite lucky here in Scotland. If it ain't Scotch, it's clap! That all the supermarkets only really sell decent Scotch beef. I suppose this is out of date these days, but I was always brought up to think of Canada as a big Scotland. I never thought of it that way, but could be. Like most Scots my age, 70% of my family live in Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. We have virtually no hunting culture in Scotland anymore, but my wife is from Norway, so we got a lot of chest freezer meat there. Loving the channel, have watched every video recently. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. It's really nice knowing that you can connect with people around the world. We have a hunting culture here, my friend. In fact, we had a family member shoot a big buck deer a couple of weeks ago, and he was pulled up on the sidewalk and had the back gate of his truck down, and there's blood just dripping all down the street, and everyone was stopping, looking at it. You know, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I'm not the one that kills animals, but I'll eat them. Okay. So anyway, we've got a little reply here from our good friend Chris. I thought I saw venison in the grocery store when I was there last. Oh, so Chris has traveled. He was military, and he has been to Scotland. Very cool. Okay, moving on. So I did a video about body transformation journey. Before you post anything online, you got to do a real gut check, because a lot of people will post YouTube channels, Instagram, follow me on my journey. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Well, a few weeks in, the videos stop and they're like, well, you know, I fell off the wagon, but this time I'm really going to do it. And you kind of lose, you know, credibility with people, you know, and for a lot of people, this is it's a big deal. It's a lot of stress. You're changing your whole life. You know, now your whole life has to revolve around food, gym. You got to put a lot of effort into it. As I say, part-time effort yields part-time results. That's a lot of pressure on people. If you look at me, I'm just fucking crazy. It is winter. It's cold. I'm right on the river. You can feel that fucking wind go through your bones, and you know what? I don't give a fuck. My good friend, Brad Ritania. Brad, please let me know if I'm saying your last name properly. Okay. Yep, the men on my dad's side didn't make 70. Wow. My uncle is the first one so far that has made it, and he almost didn't. In my mind, that is not a thing. So again, we're kind of kindred spirits here, Brad. Like 50, my life depends on this, okay? You don't see a lot of obese people in the emergency room in their 60s and 70s, okay? At 51, I have a daughter that is 9. Fantastic. Congratulations, Brad. There are a lot of things I want to see and experience. I've got boys to imitate just by looking at me. I wasn't going to do that at 350. I'm still gaining muscle. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Keep up the great content, always forward. Brad, you are a great contributor to this channel. I appreciate you. Where are you from, man? You've probably told me, but let me know again, okay? I've been hitting the head a few times in my life. Back to our Midnight Moose barbecue discussion. You guys missed a great Midnight Moose barbecue. We love our wild meat barbecues here, okay? We're going to have more food videos up. Look. Like 17 hours to set up the lighting in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing the video here. It's like we already set the lighting up. Might as well do it here. But we're going to have videos about using the smoker. Like I don't mean cigarettes. I mean for cooking meat. All that other stuff. We got some great recipes, some great food for you guys who are, and gals, who are trying to lose weight, lose fat. Yum, yum, yum. Not forget the gals too. I got to give a shout out to my partner, Jeanette. You know, we both made this decision together back in beginning of June. Always been supportive. But, you know, she had a really bad attitude. Going to the gym, she treated it like a chore. But now, sometimes she kicks my ass. Okay? So it's just amazing to see the change. And, you know, working out, doing this with a partner can be very difficult and challenging. But when you're with the right person, man, it is the most amazing thing ever. So shout out to her. She is like my big pillar of support in doing all this crazy stuff. Okay? So, I just left 901. Wild meat is great. For thick steaks like that, try sous vide. At first it seems like a strange way to cook, but you can get perfect medium rare every time with really thick cuts. I was skeptical at first, but now it's the only way I cook steaks over ½ an inch thick. Okay, interesting. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay, now this is on my back and buys, more veins lifting, and the straps debate at 50 years old. So, again, a lot of people don't understand about, you know, they'll be like, oh, you should use straps or you shouldn't use straps. Yeah! For me, I don't deadlift anymore. I posted a detailed video of why, but when you are deadlifting and you're getting into some weight, you're going to have to make some decisions. If you go over under, you might be facing a bicep tear sooner or later. For me, towards the end, I was switching to my hook grip. I won't do any more. I don't deadlift. Have no interest in doing competitive deadlifting. But if I was to do that again, I would be doing hook grip. It's a little weird for a couple of months. I don't want to tear a bicep. It's a nasty injury, and you know any type of tear is not fun. But you know, that's what it is. Sometimes when I'm doing back, I'll wear straps. I don't give a fuck about impressing people anymore. I don't care at all. If I want to use them, I use them. Tall Man Jude, okay? Good tip on the straps for dads. Seen too many people mess themselves up. Yes. Risk of biceps injury is why I never do chins. Just pull-ups, even with just body weight. Taking me back to 1987. Hey, we were talking about 1987 today. We were playing some stuff off Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction album. With the supinated rows, just learned on my own to stop that. Great post, really appreciate it. Yeah, anything you do supinated, so remember, pronation, supination, okay? Think you're holding a bowl of soup, okay? When you do this, and you're doing any type of rowing or deadlifting, you are opening up yourself to a bicep tear. Ed7501, Ed is a good friend of mine. He is a grappler, BJJ artist extraordinaire from Hong Kong. Good tip on the risk of bicep tears from deadlifting with alternate grips. I bought straps for the first time about 2 years ago and been using them ever since. Great to hear, Ed. Robert O'Clair, 2278. I turned 50 in February. Been lifting since I was a teen. Nice to see other lifters like me still banging. Okay, it's also good. There's another type of banging that's still good to be doing in your 50s too. We're not going to get into that today because we don't want to offend people. It's more important now than ever. Keep it going, man. I really appreciate that, Robert. So much. Okay, video from a few weeks ago. Chest workout with 4 pec tears, which is always an obstacle. And energy vampires. Robert O'Clair, 2278. Good videos, brother. How tall are you? I am... I was always just a hair under 6 feet. So I was 5'11". I wouldn't be surprised with having my spine compacted with all the heavy squats I did. I'm probably in the 5'10 to 5'11 range. That is my guess. Should men over 50 lift heavy? Still lift heavy, okay? We talked about my pec tears. We talked about Steph, who is a national level powerlifter who tore his tricep doing something I advised him not to do 5 years ago. But I'm not the type of person to say I told you so. But I feel bad for Steph. He's going through a hard time right now. Tall Man Jude. I'm old right along with you guys, and I tend to agree with Steph. But I only do compound lifts, and I'm done. I go put in some road work to help keep my weight in check and cardio up. So I always try to balance things. If anything, I'll just reduce the number of sets I do. I don't do many anyway. Okay, cool. So for me, my partner too, we're kind of more of the opposite approach. Like I like to do volume in the sense of I take a lot of time to warm up. Light, get her going, a little heavier, a little heavier, a little heavier, and then I get into my working sets. I like to make sure that the muscles and my joints are really warmed up. Because if not, snap, crackle, pop. What was that saying they said a few years ago? You don't want to go to Snap City, right? So, Tall Man Jude again on why I don't deadlift anymore at 50 years old. Back injury forced me to stop deadlifting 30 years ago, and I don't regret it one bit. For strong people, squats and deadlifts eventually take too much of a toll. Plenty of other ways to get strong while saving the lower back, knees, and hips. For me, it was the hips, for sure. Those areas get enough stress just through life. Very true. Great post as always. I appreciate you contributing and following along on the channel. It means a lot. So you guys know I had a video called Today Sucked. Bad workouts, rest days at 50 years old. I went in, it was a week ago yesterday. It was a Sunday, I think. And it was just, awful workout. I still managed to make it productive, but it was just, something was wrong. Everything felt heavier. All my joints were sore. I was just winded and exhausted. Well, I had a little bug. But Ed, 7501, what are your thoughts on Sam Sulek's half reps or partial reps? Yay or nay for us old Fuchs? Partial reps are an interesting one. If you look back at Tom Platz, the great Tom Platz, he did a lot of interesting stuff with partial reps. With Sam Sulek, I like Sam Sulek. I think it's cool what he's doing. I think sometimes you got to be really careful. I think part of it too is you have to be in touch with your body saying, okay, am I going to do this today? There's some workouts where we'll start an exercise and I'll say to my partner, I'll say, yeah, I'm not doing that. You can. I'll switch to something else. So I think you have to know how to read your body. Sometimes just squeezing a little bit more out, holding the rep a little longer maybe, but you got to be careful. Okay, the truth about genetic potential. Paul Petrovich, 8779. You look great, strong as hell. Thank you, Paul. My work is not done, but we're moving in the right direction. I think at 55, it is hard to contemplate. I personally cannot work out, lift like I did. Not that I was anywhere near your level. Well, Paul, like, you're still a strong dude, man. You gotta remember, I was fucking crazy. I did 225 for 20 in squat. Well, that's good. I felt beaten up, inflamed for a week. That would have been a light set in my younger days. Yeah, but you know, Paul, one of the things that we have to remember too, when we're older, we have wisdom, and if you have a strong will, there's always a way. There's always a way. We just have to train smarter and just really have that relationship with our body and really be in touch with it. Okay, so next one. Again, on Today Sucked, Brad Britannia, my good friend Brad. Oh, absolutely this happens. I get one of these days and it's usually my cue to take a day off. This last week I've been fighting upper respiratory infection and cough. It's been a little rough, but I had a good shoulder workout yesterday morning. Excellent, Brad. And a good arm morning this morning along with cardio after that. It kind of kicked my butt. Now I'm at work. I don't have time to be sick. Also, nothing is impossible, just more work. Have a good one, always forward. Absolutely, Brad. Again, you know, I just moved my workout around to make it as productive as I could. And, you know, there's a lot of, you know, these hardcore people. They're like, oh, dude, never take a rest day. Rest days are for pussies, and there's no such thing as being sick. Well, yes, there is. And you have to be able to, especially as you age. I know for me, I was a professional musician for a long time. I retired from performance over 10 years ago because I was getting up to 40, and a lot of nights on the weekends, I wasn't getting much rest. I was working all the time, and you get 3 hours of rest, you know, a couple of nights a week in a row. That used to open up the door for me to get really sick with bugs. It was like it killed my immune system. So I'm very aware of that, and I really try and pay attention to my body. But I must say, now my body's feeling kind of like a machine. Okay, so I don't take too many rest days, but the way I psychologically deal with being sick is I'm like, okay, obviously I'm sick, something's going on, I'm going to take a couple of days off. Okay, I'm always thinking that way. I really have worked on my relationship with my body. Okay, great post as always, Brad. Why don't deadlift anymore at 50 years old? Mr. Popo, SF3KE. The hardest part is to let go of something that defined you. I mostly do body weight shit nowadays and pretty much make that my new shit. I'm not even 40, but pretty much both of my knees, elbows, and shoulders are compromised already. But at least I'm getting in some work that empties the batteries, and I say, stay in shape. God gives and God takes away. It is what it is. Yeah, you know, aging is something that comes for all of us, you know. But glad to see you're still at it, for sure. Ricky Fitness 252 commented on this. He said, why are all your joints destroyed? Did you not know how to lift? Okay, so you guys have a sub conversation going on. I'll let you guys carry on with that one. SOS Ministries, Reverend 1412. I wish you good health and continue appropriate training, which will not cause the issues with your hips. I am 52 and a natural bodybuilder sitting on 90 kilograms, and I deadlift, but I deadlift for 10 reps, 220 pounds, and do not allow the weights to touch the ground. My muscles are under constant tension with slow lowering of the weight. The competition is against myself and not others. Very good way of looking at it. To feel and look good, but I have to be smart about it. Example, my gym set has a Smith machine, and I use that for squat, so there's no need for me to use free weight squats. There's just no need to add unnecessary risk. Very great post. Thank you so much for the kind wishes. It sounds like you're training smart. ROVSD1. Same for me at 63 years old. 3 working sets of deadlift at 100 to 120 kilograms for 10 plus reps. Well, that's pretty strong, man. At 85 kilogram body weight, that's pretty strong. Weight depends on how I feel on the day. To me, it's not just about strength, but equally important are mobility and flexibility. Excellent. Again, SOS Ministries, you guys have a sub conversation going, so I'll let that go between you two. Okay. JP Dude 7274. For us old guys, lighten the load, rep it out. Try to really feel and work the muscles. Eat healthier, and you're golden. Stay hydrated. Very, very true. Absolutely. That's kind of our motto too. That's the way we do it. This was a short. Right now we're using Protein Source Protein. As I said, my partner, she has a brand that she really likes, but I'm not giving them a free plug. Are you kidding me, man? Use a good isolate or hydrolyzed protein. Exit 343 says, what a decent protein powder I can get from Walmart. My friend, go a little higher, spend a few more bucks. Make sure you get an isolate or a hydrolyzed, so it's more pure. They really filter all the gunk out of it. When you get bottom of the barrel whey protein, it's not good. Your body will tell you. You'll probably have a lot of weird stuff going on with your stomach. You'll be running to the bathroom. That is your body trying to talk to you, my friends. Years ago, I did a bit of personal training, and it used to really piss me off when I would help someone with their training, show them how to do certain exercises, do a workout routine with them. We'd start talking about nutrition. And when I'd say, you might want to get a protein supplement, you don't want to live on shakes, but they would go out to a store that I didn't mention and get the cheapest possible brand, and then they'd be complaining to me about how their stomach's upset all the time. Hey, I try and advise against that, but your body's worth it. This is your health, man. It's worth a few extra bucks. So, back to why I don't deadlift anymore at 50 years old. Okay, so W2Lon says, chiropractor. I've had bad experiences with chiropractors. I have heard a lot of this, and I have to tell you, when I first started seeing a chiropractor, I've had a few bad ones. I hear you, man. I hear you. But I was very fortunate. I've also encountered really good ones. I know what a really good chiropractor can do, especially if you've been lifting heavy. So the good news is, because I've changed the way I train, You know, now I might have to get adjusted once or twice a year, which is great because my chiropractor is a 4-hour drive away now. But I have heard this, you know, like in any industry, like in any profession, there's going to be good doctors, bad doctors, good restaurants, bad restaurants. Like, so I hear you though. I hear what you're saying. We're fortunate that we have a really good chiropractor. He's also a lifter and he gets it. But I've heard some nightmare stories too. Okay. They did more damage than good. I suggest going to a professionally trained medical expert. Try a physiotherapist who works with powerlifters. Physiotherapists are much better trained on science-based healthcare, no magic bone crunching. Jethro Niles Sinric De Leon. Sorry, Jethro. I apologize about that. I agree it would be a better choice to visit a physiotherapist than a chiropractor and additional exercises to correct his weak points. Okay. I hear you guys. I also do. I also go to an RMT. I actually went to an RMT for the first time in 6 months since making the life change, and boy, I was paying for it the next day. I told him, I said, just be rough on me, let's get her done. My body's still full of junk, and that's another thing. When you get older, it's like your body needs more maintenance all the time. Massage, adjustments, all that other stuff. So, let's see here. Where are we? Reading your comments this week. Patrick H. Totally support what you're doing. I am blessed to be a non-addictive personality type. So Patrick, I want you to know I did really appreciate your post. And guys, if I don't respond right away, maybe it's because I'm saving your post, your comment for a video like this so I can give you a personal shout out. Hey, you took the time to watch the video and comment. I appreciate it. Patrick, you have a great post here, some great history, and everyone who's watching, go check it out. Very interesting. I appreciate you taking the time to do that. Why don't deadlift anymore at 50 years old? Mr. Kang, 4080. I still deadlift. What I stopped in my 40s is going for PRs. No 1-rep maxes either, and I do yoga 3 days a week. Excellent. I'm never hurt, and I weight train 6 days a week. Aquari Strength 5778. Now, I think this is my friend Matt, okay, from where I used to live. I was born with bad hips, and I haven't deadlifted for a couple of months, and I deadlifted for the first time. I didn't go crazy heavy or anything, and after it didn't feel right, and I don't know if I'm going to be deadlifting much longer. I'm going to try it a couple more times. I have trained with you, Matt. We've hit some workouts together. You're an intense dude. But my friend, diet and consistency are the ultimate key. Shoulder mobility workout too. Creatine or protein, 50 years old. My good friend, Aquari Strength, 5778. Great info. Thank you. Another great video. You are too kind. Food addict, obese, 10 tips you probably haven't heard. Okay, my good friend, Matt again. Aquari Strength. Very true, brother. 37 years old, and I had a rude awakening this past year. I came to the conclusion that a lot of this. It's good to hear this, to know I wasn't crazy when I had my awakening on what I needed to do for myself. Great video, great content, bro. Love it. I appreciate you, Matt. Hopefully sometime when I'm down your area, we can get together sometime. Be good to see you again. A man named Briggs, this is our last comment. So this is my good friend, Tony. Tony is from Arizona, and you know, where we live, I got to tell you guys this. We live out in the middle of nowhere, and you know, when I first moved here, it's like, man, we can't order food from anywhere. But now, it's actually a blessing in disguise because, like, you know, but like Tony living in Phoenix, he's got everything everywhere. He probably has like 3 In-N-Out burgers just within a block of his house. That's got to be tough, my friend. This is where you got to dig deep. But he started on this journey when I did. We both kind of talked about it back on June 1st. He's a good friend, supporter of the channel, and I really want the best for him and his health. So I'm looking forward to his updates. But anyway, looking good, my friend. It definitely is a journey. I'm on this trip with you, my friend. I started going back to the gym regularly after a long, long layoff since 2008. Excellent, Tony. Starting weight of 253. We'll see where we are next week weight-wise. And remember, Tony's 6'5". Okay, but he's got this, and I hope watching the channel helps him out. So, guys, thank you so much. We have hit 200 subscribers. Watch out, 300. We're coming for you. Thank you so much. It means a lot. We're at the beginning of something really awesome together. And remember, guys, this is my therapy.